I'm confused. You talking about your birth name? What, you were named at birth? Okay, Nathaniel. Okay, you got it. Tate. Barbara.
Let me just power these up.
Yes. It's like, oh. Okay. Say, oh, well, alright, I guess. Dick cocksucker fuck. What the hell was that? Why did my screen go teal? Aethers. Aethers. I was mostly wanting to tell you that I think you should try looking at all the changes that are on DC, because when I was looking at some of the changes they made to, like, you remember those 4 and 8 player raids that used to, like, the 8 player ones, you'd be loot locked for like a fucking month, and the 4 player ones were locked for a week? Well, from what I can tell right now, the 8 players have weekly locks. The rest of these fuckers do not have loot locks at all. Wait, can I actually run down with you all the different changes I've actually seen with everything so far? Yes. Quite literally, they're so... For a second, I thought he said a Harry Potter spell for some reason. Very good. Yeah, Nate, so you remember when, if you hop into like an 8 player raid for something, on top of there being the monthly locks, and you had to be of a certain level, and even if you were at the minimum level, you were going to be too weak and you were going to be like dead weight and all that shit. Well, now for me, it's only a weekly reset instead of monthly, and as long as you meet the minimum requirement, if your level is a little too low for the suggested level, they boost all the characters up to the minimum so that you actually stand a chance. And if your level is too high, well, then they do the opposite and they drop your level to the highest they will allow for that given mission. That kind of sucks though, because I remember back then, like 2017, 2018, if we were with the group, like started a new character with the group and we're all struggling and we can't seem to get it done, we would have one of them add our main, and then we would log onto our main and have them invite us once we popped online, and then we would just walk them through the whole fucking thing. Like if you were in a level 50 instance, just pop in with a level 250 character, it's totally fine. You could just kill everything. But now, if you're in like a level, like the tier 1 which is like levels 30s through 60s or something, you would get locked at level 60. Kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. They kind of want to make them fair, so because another thing they also did, it just reminds me of that. Do you guys remember when if your level exceeded the recommended level for a certain instance, you wouldn't get marks for all those rewards, and you would just kind of get the reward boxes, and that was it? Yeah, like all those other currencies that you used to get granted for those raids, they don't limit that anymore. The whole deal with lowering or boosting your level to the recommended level is how they were able to let everybody still get all the rewards regardless of level now. That's kind of cool. So if you're kind of like episode locked to the lower episodes, if you're not a member, that's not really an issue anymore, and you can still keep progressing even though you don't have access to the newer shit. I definitely enjoy that because we all know that we have particular episodes that we love compared to all the newer ones. So you could just keep replaying those old ones if you wanted to. But obviously, the higher level ones are still going to give you better shit. Yeah, they also redone a bunch of other shit, and they have this like new area called House of Legends. It's a whole multiverse thing. You'll find different characters from different universes. A bunch of characters part of Lantern Corps. What is he doing? What is Robert doing? And he's just like trying to reassure you, being reassured to being reassured to being assured. It's like, Jesus Christ. Are you sure that you're sure? I am a call away, you incessant bastard. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, this is one of the other things that I really like. You guys remember when you had to chase around to find which vendor had the next level of gear? Well, in the House of Legends, there are two vendors right in the middle of this main hub area that everybody goes to. Some giant fucking dude with some big ass staff, and another one is a alternate version of Catwoman. Both of them carry the I guess like the next set of armor or gear for your level, and that updates whenever your level goes up high enough to the next set. So you can use the same vendor over and over. Do you ever start to just wiki that shit? You just look it up online to find out where the next set was because you couldn't figure it out? I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, yeah, and you know the one we got to that one point where the vendors in the watchtower didn't match up with our levels anymore, and those vendors were actually in different locations entirely? And usually we still, non-members can still have access to the newest episode, which right now is like the death metal episode. Batman Who Laughs, a death metal Batman, a death metal Wonder Woman, Superman. Almost all of them are still the same. I made a new character and then went through all of them. All those cutscenes after the main missions are still kind of the same. Aside from that, no, I'd still just skip all them bitches. I will say though, something that was really funny, the first time I played through the death metal raid, at the end, you basically reset the whole multiverse, and Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman take on their main universe outfits again. Like the ones that are in the Watchtower. And after that happens, you hear them bickering back and forth between each other about about Superman playing dad rock music because he's a dad now. Because they're fucking around about how Aston Batman's gonna start dressing like how his death metal counterpart did, and then he says that if Superman keeps playing this cheesy ass rock music, he just might. I just sat there listening to the whole thing. 500? What the fuck? Are you trying to say like 250? So I was kind of wondering what level you were when we first started playing this, because holy shit. I am really high level now. 304. Up by like 50, 60 levels. I swear to God, they've made it so you can level up a lot faster than you used to. Or maybe it's because when we weren't members, when we would try to get new gear, we could only go up by like a couple levels per piece. But now, like, with this House of Legends shit, I'm going up by like 20 to 30 levels per gear piece that I put on. Like, at one point, I equipped a chest piece that was like 50 levels higher than what I was currently wearing. My level straight up went up by like 15 to 20 just from that one piece. It's ridiculous. But never does. But he won't do it. Listen up, you little fuckers. Do you have ADHD? Dude, that reminds me of this one stupid video that I told Kaylee about earlier today. But man, so this is what happened. I saw this dumbass video where this dude was trying to mess around with a switchblade like that, and he dropped the fucking thing, and then he obviously dropped it on his damn leg, and the fucking thing fell hard enough, he just had blood gushing out of his leg. Like, you dumbass. Oh yeah, you guys want to know what my favorite thing about DC redoing the game like this is? Like, my favorite thing about DC being completely redone like this? Take Warframe. We have never been able to get back into Warframe because they have never done a complete redesign of everything, making everything so much easier and simpler. Warframe fucking doesn't. They just add more shit and they don't change the game at all. There are several things. They are doing to Warframe what is going on with GTA 5. It needs to die. Because honestly, Warframe, when I say it needs to die, I mean the end game and the fact that they have never once changed the loot system or anything. I would prefer if they went back to the way they used to do it with all the keys, where you can just keep running the game as long as you fucking wanted.
Listen, you don't want to be my mate. My mates end up either worm food or worse.
I was still such a newbie at the time that I still have no idea what those were, because I never got into it back then until after they fucked it all up with the relics. So are you guys aware of the origin augments or the adaptive augments in DC? Because I honestly don't think Nate has played this since they added these damn things in here. Because these things, I don't have that mindset with my friends with what they play anymore, because this is what always happened to me in high school was everybody else just, I guess, parents let them buy whatever damn game they wanted at the time, and they just bought it, no questions asked. And then by the time I finally was able to scrape the money together to buy it, they moved on from that game, and so I was still ended up playing by myself. So I stopped trying to play things everybody else was, and I just went off and played whatever the fuck I wanted to, because I was always a loner anyways. I played it. I was kind of forced onto playing everything by myself. Well, Jesus Christ, guys. Thanks for taking so fucking long to join in. No. I'm in this 8-player raid, and then we all finally showed up to the battlefield, and so I initiated it, and nobody jumped in until I died. I was like, you guys are so slow! And something else that doesn't really help for me, for my own health and everything, was I finally decided to get out of the tank gear, and I went to all DPS stuff. God damn, do I do so much more fucking damage now that I redid all my skill points and I went to all damage gear. I kept suffering from emotional damage. Yeah, so I started doing that, like, in my generator at my base. I started swapping out a lot of my generator mods. I looked at all my adaptive augments, all my artifacts, redid all my skills, redid all my gear. And now it's like, Jesus Christ, I do so much damage! The thing that sucked though was because on top of that, I was not properly setting myself up to be a actual tank to have so much defense and health and shit. So you would just punch right through it because mine just wasn't sufficient enough. I think it's funny because now if me and Nate ever like are in a game like this with building your own character and trying to, and we go to fight each other, we're basically in a competition on who can out damage the other. Neither of us really give a shit for defense or health or any of that shit. We just try to see who can one punch the other person the fastest. And why is it that I'm the one that keeps getting all the damage? Is it because... Okay, no, we have a tank on our team. So why is it that I'm basically filling the tank role without being a tank? What is this bullshit?
I feel for the lost souls of Hades. They deserve better.
Is it... The Ice Queen. Oh yeah, Nate, there's something else I forgot to say about how I am kicking out so much more damage now. I used to have a lot of abilities that did damage, but not the highest damage, and I had abilities that were meant just to heal myself, and I got rid of both of those. I swapped all my abilities out for just damage.
Your so-called greater plans.
Now that's kind of funny though, because one of my abilities does like,
Cease your attacks. Grail is using deflection bracers.
it does a base damage of like almost 8,000, but it's like a leech ability. It leeches their 8,000 off of their health and puts it on mine. So damage, 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 damage. Take a shot every time I say damage. Man, that almost makes me kind of want to make a just as a joke, make a YouTube video talking about my build for my character and title it "Take a shot every time I say damage." Like, how many shots can you guys end up with by the end of this shit? Damage. Emotional damage. Mental damage. Physical damage. Psychological damage. Is there such thing as liquid damage? I said that one in the middle of it. And that's when I got busted trying to think of any other ones.
If you dare follow, you will witness the destruction of Devil's Side.
That's your plan. I am relieved to know that Red works against
Do what now, huh?
But the plan is foolish multiple times over. We must stop her.
Ooh, I got a might mod! Thank God! I needed another one, because I went and looked at all my mods on my generator and my base. It is all embarrassing. There are like version 4 and 5 mods, when they have mods that go all the way up to like version 40. So yeah, I really need to upgrade all of those.
Tragic that even as their world falls, servants of the populace remain loyal to God's.
Time for another shot. All my might mods increase the damage of my superpowers. He's going mad for the damage. The damage. What does it mean? The damage, Mason. What does it mean? Oh yeah, here's another one for you. I remember when I was full tank mode, would only do maybe a million or two damage for the whole raid. Now I can do anywhere from like 8 to like 20 million now that I'm on full damage mode.
This place. I hope we do not cross paths.
Yeah, we're supposed to soak up all the damage. We're supposed to intentionally be the one to get attacked, so while the rest of them just gets to put the hammer down. We're not supposed to be dealing the damage the same way the healer isn't supposed to damage them either. The healer is supposed to heal everybody so they don't fucking die. If they're being attacked. Literally, it all starts with the tank. I honestly feel like the tank is the most essential role because, yes, you need the healer to heal everybody. You need the troller to keep everybody's power up. You need the damage to actually kill the fuckers. But if you don't got the tank, you're fucked. I feel like the tank is actually on par with the healer because you lose your healer, oh god. You guys are screwed if that healer drops. I know, it's like, where's the medic? That was the medic! Fuck! Bruh, how many times are we collectively gonna say damage throughout this chat? Yeah, because you also chose all your cards and everything, so that not only would you do the most damage, but you would be able to heal more, like, trauma than anybody else could on their own. I kind of want to go play Back for Blood now that we're talking about it. Remember that one time when we tried to go play it that one time and you couldn't get a single group? I started it and I got a group immediately. You're like, what is this bullshit? Come on, everybody. Let's go. I mean, yeah, if you don't really build your games to have a lot of replayability and to last a long time, like DC, Warframe, Destiny, they're not gonna last long. Even story-based games like, say, The Last of Us or Spider-Man or anything like that, Assassin's Creed, the older ones especially, they can only be replayed so many times. I think that's also kind of what that kind of went into the idea. If you guys have seen that, like, Hogwarts Legacies game that's supposed to be coming out, it's supposed to be like a Destiny style game where you build your own character and everything, but it's Harry Potter. No idea how that's gonna work out. I'm interested in it, but I have no idea how this game's gonna look. For all I know, it could be just a steamy pile of horse shit. I don't know, man. I'll do you one better. Destiny is I would say, is probably the blueprint for how you should style these types of games. Warframe is the blueprint on how you do not want to do it. I think DC is kind of in the middle right now. It's not perfect, but it ain't terrible either. What the fuck is that? You know, with them bringing all this multiverse shit into DC, I wonder if we could ever happen to see a good version of Darkseid. That would be fucking ridiculous. Ow, bitch. What the? I just got a feat right before this called Fire Bad. What am I, a caveman? Did I tell you guys about the ally system that they implemented into DC now? Did I tell you about the ally system they have in the game now? Because they have like an ally system where you can have one offensive ally and then 2 support. I'm not sure how any of that works. I guess the offensive one is to actually attack your opponents, and then the other ones can be to either heal health or power, or you can have 2 of them that focus on one.
I grant you what power I have kept elusive. Hera, give me strength!
It matters not how many oppose me. I
Oh,
destroy
whoops.
you all.
You fight for Darkseid now.
Come on, man.
I will fight for Darkseid.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Time will come yet, Darkseid.
Let's go. Let's go.
My lightning will still catch you. Olympians, your king calls you to service. My sword power will destroy you all.
We cannot survive against many sword blasts like that. Interrupt it if you can.
My lightning will still catch you. Olympians, your king calls you to service. The power of the sword can cage even you.
Hera, is it enough? I will summon your council with one strike.
I am Hermes.
Run, mortal. My lightning will
Nice.
still
Yes, well done.
Our healer really screwed up. Oh my god, I tried to pick myself up and I just got shocked again anyways. There we go. Wow, we all really started to get fucked and then we somehow all recovered.
Oh yes, you guys recovered from all that trauma.
God damn, Zeus, you finally dropped. What did you?
I'm just having PTSD from all the trauma.
The only way to deny Darkseid his power is to return it to the source.
And I have no choice.
Exactly.
I return the source power to me.
All that trauma. And then the trauma is in all
I will
capitals.
destroy Zeus, demolish your council, and finally
You have suffered from trauma.
Sir, sir.
Well, that was dramatic.